Hey everyone. So I've decided it's time that I do a YouTube post. I've attempted to do this several times and, time just gets away from you. So here I am in my car driving from Phoenix to Tucson, and I thought, why not now? So the purpose of my YouTube video is I want to share with all of you my journey towards the stage in 2019. I have been a competitor since 2011. My first show was July of 2011. And just to give you a little bit of background, I did 2 back-to-back shows. I took home 2 first place and did a national show that year, and I did 1 more show. So my very first year as a competitor, I did 4 shows. And obviously I competed ever since. I always placed top 4 in shows except for nationals, my first nationals. And I went through a variety of different coaches, which is why I decided to become a coach. Unfortunately, I had my fair share of not the best coaches, and I'm not knocking them. I truly do appreciate the time and energy that they put into coaching me, and I did learn things from them, good, bad, or in between. And but what I took from that was that I wanted to share with others what prep could and should be all about. And so I started my business coaching amateurs in NPC, OCB, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And and I share with them my experiences as a competitor as well. And I want to continue to do that as I build my brand, as I build my business. And being a bodybuilding competitor at the bikini level, it has its challenges, it has its ups and downs. And I thought, what a better time than to share that with all of you as I go into my next season. So we are in October 2018, and I have a show date in mind that could change, that might very well change. So for a lot of new competitors, I think it's important for you all to understand what the journey is like and the importance of ensuring that your mind is in the right place. Because that could definitely derail your progress. It could stop your progress in so many different ways, hinder it. If it's in the right place, you can do phenomenal. And so for me right now at this date, I have goals in mind for myself. I want so badly to go into my prep with the focus being what my personal goals are. And if you're a new competitor or even a seasoned competitor, it's never a good idea to go into a prep or go into a show with the intention of getting first place or even first callouts, because you have no idea who you're up against. Even if you know who you're going to compete against, you don't know what they're going to bring to that stage, because a person's body can change even from week to week, month to month. So mentally, it's not good to go into a show with that type of mentality. So my tip to you is write down your personal goals for competing. And I'll share with you what mine are. So my goals are to continue to shape and develop my glutes. As some of you may know, I had a back injury earlier this year, mid-January. I had 3 bulging discs. It was not due to me being a competitor, me working out, weight training, etc. My back's been going for a long time. It just so happened to be that when I was working out, I over-flexed my glute and I just pulled. It just happened. The injury was already there. It was just waiting for the right moment to pop, and it did. So with that understanding, whenever I pose, I have a very difficult time in my back pose. My back does not arch. It's maybe like that. Maybe just a tiny little smidgen of an arch compared to some girls, like for instance Sheena, who can freaking go into an L shape in their back pose. My body does not move like that. So getting into a back pose is very hard because you want to stay upright, but yet you want your glutes to be flexed at just the right amount. You want your inner thigh hamstring to pop. And realistically, that's just not going to happen if you stand straight, if you stand normal. It's not going to happen. So I fail myself on not stretching enough, and I need to condition my core more. I hate working my abs. I pretty much don't work my abs. I get to 10, I might do 10 crunches and I'm done. That's the one, if I could choose one body part that I hate to work out, it's my abs. So, a tight core helps strengthen your back. So, shame on me. So that's one thing I'm working on, is tightening my core, shaping and developing my glutes, so that, if I can't get that perfect arch, that my glutes and my hams will be so freaking spot on and for me, as perfect as I can get them, so that I don't have to go into, some extreme back pose in order to be competitive from the back end. So that's the second area that I'm working on. And my posing. I have posing clients and I tell them pose, pose, pose every single day. I've been competing for 7 years and I still pose all the time. Going into a show, I pose every day. But I know for me, I need to change my presentation and I need to make it more dynamic and I need to make it more fluid. But I need to bring out that sex appeal that I think that I can bring out on stage. So those are the 3 areas that I'm focusing on. And I'm not making my goals so extensive that it's hard to reach each one. I'm not setting 10 goals for myself. I'm setting 3 realistic goals for myself. And so those are the tips that I give to you. If you're competing, new or seasoned, set 3 realistic goals for yourself going into your next show prep. So my current status, I am sitting at 140. My last show, I got down to 126, which is my lowest ever. It was a little too low, so I did several food bumps, refeeds going into that show. So on show day, I was 128. And that was the show weight that I had for all 3 shows. I did 3 back-to-back shows last year. And even though it's 2 pounds, and some of you may be like, what the heck, 2 pounds, what's that? When you're super lean, 2 pounds can be, can make or break it. So my very first show, you can see the leanness that I had. Even though I, did the food bump, I was still like freaking tight and just a little too hard. So I fixed that going into my next 2 shows. And I don't know where I'm going with this. Okay, my current status, sorry. So I'm sitting at 12 pounds above stage weight, which is about 2 pounds more than where I want to be. But it's nothing, dramatic. I've never gone more than 14 pounds above stage weight. My macros, they can definitely be higher. So I'm working on that right now, getting them a little bit higher. I'm working out 3 or 4 days a week. About 15 minutes of cardio. Moderate steady state. Nothing high impact, no high endurance. I'm gonna slowly start amping that up maybe in the next month. And my struggles right now are getting my mind back into prep mode. I went into my prep in 2017 not 100% mentally there. I was about 80% there. I set a start date. I hired a new coach. I set a start date, and when that day came, I was all in. Even though I wasn't 100% there mentally, I eventually got there because I started my prep. I gave myself 16 weeks to prep, which is the longest I've ever done. I normally do 10 to 12. But the girls are just coming in so freaking lean that I knew I needed a little bit extra time to hit that leanness. I was ready 13, maybe 14 weeks out. So I was ready early, which was my overall goal for last year. And my goal was to place top 2 call-outs. I knew I was not going to get first call-outs. I know that because I know that there's still things I'm working on for the pro level to be super competitive. But I brought the best package I'd ever had. I was super happy with it. I was happy with all of it. I do want to come in a little bit softer next time. But I did not place how I wanted. I came in between 5 and 6 call-outs. I came in between 3rd and 4th. No, that's not horrible, but after being a pro for 3 years, give me a freaking break. I was crushed. I was crushed. I asked for feedback. Feedback was I was not lean enough. Bullshit. And then that I needed to fix my posing. I agree. Well, he didn't say fix my posing. He said just fine tune it. And then that I needed to have more inner thigh separation in my back pose, which all that means was I didn't flex my inner thighs. So not horrible feedback, but to place in the middle, like it just didn't make sense. Like you didn't give me enough feedback to place. Anyways. So I want to give it a go one more time. 2019 will be my next season, and I will give it my freaking all. Hired a new coach, and the results that I see from his clients are exactly what I need for me. I looked up many, many different coaches, and this was the one that I feel is the most suitable for me. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to share with you all my journey. If there's anything that you would like for me to post on specifically, talk more on, please comment below. thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe so you can see more of my posts. This ran about 5 minutes longer than I wanted. I'm driving and I can tend to ramble, so I apologize for that. But thank you all. Appreciate it.